Hi, this is Anthony Cassione. In this video, I'm going to be walking you through what you need to know in order to complete Professor Yim's Part 1 of the Access assignment. So here we are at NYC Open Data, and today we're going to be working with the 311 service request from 2010 to present dataset. The problem we're going to attempt to shed some light on is whether or not we can predict natural gas consumption by borough by 311 complaints about heat. This data set is particularly large, so the first thing we're going to do is try to filter down the results. You come over here to filter, and by selecting the column to filter by, you can reduce the amount of entries you'll see. Alright, so what I've done here is, using this filter tab, I've entered some criteria that's going to narrow down the amount of entries we see. So over here I came over and changed the criteria to created date, and its default in this section is, but I changed it to is before and then is after in order to get only entries within 2010, which is the year we're worried about. Then I've gone down and added another filter criteria of borough is, and I'll also add Brooklyn here. So once these are added, they'll affect the data. You see this loading icon here in the middle of the screen. It'll affect the amount of entries we see. And once this finishes loading, I won't bore you with this. I'll skip through, but next I'll show you how to export this data set. Okay, now that our data sets have loaded here, the loading icon is gone. We're going to move over to the Export tab. We're going to select that, and the format we're going to use to download the filtered data set is CSV. We could also use any number of these, but for all purposes we could also use XLS or XLSX, but I found CSV to be the easiest to work with. Alright, now that this is loaded, we're going to go ahead and save it, and next I'll show you how to import it into Access. Alright, here we are at Access. So in order to bring in the data set we just filtered out, we're going to come up here to the External Data tab, and because we saved it in CSV, one of the ways we can import it is by clicking the text file button. We're going to browse for the file like you would any other. Here it is. Hit open, hit OK. You can go on to the next tab, and based on what it looked like in NYC Open Data, we know that the first row does indeed contain field names. Click that box, hit next, go ahead and hit finish, and it should load in. Okay, as we can see over here in the table section, what we wanted has indeed loaded in. To check that, go ahead and click the table to have it open up over here. As we see, we were successful in having the field names stay field names. Everything seems to check out. Do a spot check just to make sure everything was pulled in, and going forward you'll use Access to clean this data up. I'm going to go over more of that in the next video, but for instance, we see here school zip and school state. The question I want to answer has nothing to do with schools. We can go ahead and delete those fields. Like so. One last thing before the next video. Here we have an Excel document open with a data dictionary. That's this here. Professor Yim asked us to do that as the last step in part 1, and essentially what this is just this is the name of the table where the field name in question is found. We only have one table now. This is what type of data it is. Pretty straightforward, and this is just simply a description of what it is so that someone unfamiliar with your data set could navigate it. Now we'll make our way on to the next video.